In our hyper-connected world, we take cellular service completely for granted. It's like the air we breathe for business. You just don't think about it until it's suddenly gone. And what happens then? Well, today we're going to break down a guide from Virtualization Options LLC, a technology research firm that looks at exactly that risk, and more importantly, what you as an executive can actually do about it.
So let's just start with a number, a big one, $5,600. The report we're digging into today flags this as a really critical metric. Why? Because that's the average cost of network downtime for a business, not per hour, but per minute. You do the math, that's well over 300 grand an hour. Ouch.
And look, this isn't some IT problem you can just delegate and forget about. We're talking about a fundamental C-suite level business risk. It's absolutely crucial to understand what's really on the line when those little bars on our phones just vanish.
Now, this is a really important way to reframe the problem. A cellular failure isn't just a dropped call or a minor inconvenience. No, it's a full-on operational breakdown. It can literally paralyze everything: your point-of-sale systems, your IoT devices, your supply chain, your entire remote workforce. Everything just stops.
Just think about it for a second. Right now, something like 90% of all business processes rely on having a solid network connection. Cellular has basically become a mission-critical utility, right up there with electricity. So when it goes down, your business goes down right along with it.
Okay, so let's move past the abstract idea of risk and get into the real, tangible consequences. What does this kind of failure actually look and feel like for a real business on a Tuesday afternoon? And listen, this isn't some made-up scenario. The report takes a hard look at a recent, massive outage that was a real-world stress test for everyone. It was a huge wake-up call that proved even the biggest national carriers are vulnerable. Nobody is immune to this.
This case study really shows the domino effect. It wasn't just about people not being able to make calls. Critical business workflows just stopped cold. Revenue streams completely dried up. And what's really scary is that it even hit emergency 911 call centers, putting public safety on the line.
So what's the total bill? Well, it's even more sobering. The Virtualization Options report calculates that the average total cost of just one of these unplanned outages, when you factor in everything from recovery time to lost business, is a jaw-dropping $4.5 million.
So the big question is, how does something so critical actually break? Well, it's almost never one single thing. It's usually a combination of different vulnerabilities that can bring an entire network to its knees.
Now, we all tend to blame things like bad weather or maybe some hardware frying, right? But the data tells a very different story. Look at the biggest slice of this pie. 40% of all failures are caused by software and configuration errors. In other words, preventable, human-driven mistakes.
And that right there brings us to the silent threat. The technology is only half the picture. Whether it's a simple typo in a line of code or a software update that goes wrong, the human element is this massive, overlooked factor in all of this.
Okay, so how in the world do you defend against this? The solution isn't some magic box you can just buy and plug in. It's a strategic framework. It's a whole new way of thinking about and preparing for failure before it ever happens.
When it comes down to it, there are really only two ways to handle this risk. You can be reactive, right? Just wait for the fire to start and then scramble to put it out. Or you could be proactive. It's really the difference between having a fire drill and fighting a 5-alarm blaze inside your own headquarters.
And being proactive isn't some vague concept, it's a discipline. The report gives us a really clear 6-step playbook. It all starts with comprehensive monitoring, seeing a problem before it happens, then having a backup plan with redundancy, keeping things tuned up with regular maintenance, controlling risk with smart change management, making sure your people are ready with training, and, of course, protecting it all with robust security. Every single one of these steps is crucial.
I know, that can feel like a lot to take in. So where do you even begin? What's the single most powerful first step that you can take to start protecting your organization right now?
You start right here, with a technology called failover to cellular. Honestly, just think of it as the ultimate insurance policy for your internet. When your main line goes down, doesn't matter if it's a fiber cut or your provider has an outage, it automatically and seamlessly switches everything over to a cellular network.
And the advantages are huge. Right away. First, you get business continuity. Your operations just keep humming along. Second, you get what's called true path diversity, meaning if a construction crew accidentally cuts your main fiber line, it won't touch your cellular connection. And third, it even lets your IT team get in and troubleshoot the problem remotely, even when the main network is totally dead.
Now, this is where the whole conversation shifts, because being proactive isn't just about dodging a bullet or avoiding a negative outcome. It's actually about creating a powerful, positive business advantage.
Just picture this for a second. Your biggest competitor's network goes down. Their stores can't process payments, their website is offline, but your business, you're still running. You're still serving customers. All of a sudden, your reliability becomes your brand, and their crisis has become your opportunity.
And that really leaves us with one final, big question for you to think about. As you sit here right now, is your company's deep reliance on connectivity a hidden liability just waiting to explode? Or, with the right proactive strategy, could it become your next major competitive advantage? The choice, really, is yours.